Hey guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another layout using the Clique Kit Algeria kit. And my inspiration for this page was most definitely this great sketch by Ashley Horton. I had already printed these photos and I had printed them 2 by 2 because I wanted to get several pictures on a layout. And I played around with it and I just could not get a design that I liked. So I had actually contemplated printing the pictures a little bit bigger, or maybe printing them 3 by 4 and cutting out a few of the pictures. But I really didn't want to take away the number because that's kind of part of the story. And so when I saw the sketch, I was like, this is perfect and I'm definitely going to use it. And I actually had these pictures with the kit from the beginning. I just didn't, like I said, I couldn't figure out how I wanted to use it. So I'm just taking a bunch of scraps that I have. You can see I'm just going through my papers, figuring out what will go behind. And I thought that I wanted to keep the colors to be yellow, red, and the blues, the turquoise and the navy, because a lot of the embellishments in Fancy Pants Happy Place have that navy color. So I did pull that small yellow doily from my stash. And let me go ahead and tell you the story while you see me just, cutting the pieces of paper. So one day my daughter and I were in the car, and sometimes she'll say things without thinking, and the thoughts just kind of roll out and they're hysterical. And this one, it's one of those stories that probably you'd have to be there to appreciate. So, she was saying she saw a yellow truck and she was just amazed. She was like, I didn't even think they made yellow trucks, and we're like, what? They're all over the place. And, she swore up and down that they didn't make them and that was unusual. So it became like a family joke. And, I'd go to where I'll be driving and I'm like, look, Emily, look over there. And, of course, it's a yellow truck. Or if I saw one, during the day and she wasn't with me, sometimes I would take pictures of it and I would text it to her just, because it's funny. And, she gets a kick out of it. And of course, she's like, oh, Mom, really? So one of the things with this layout I wanted to do was tell the story, but I also wanted her to know that, and I say this in my journaling, I'm hoping maybe in 20 years when you're driving and you see a yellow truck, you remember, these conversations that we had and the teasing, and just know that you were loved. And, that's kind of the whole purpose of this layout. So the origami elephant I thought was perfect because, elephants never forget. And I'm just pulling out a bunch of the Fancy Pants Happy Place embellishments. And in this kit, it came with half a pack of labels. And I have used labels on all of my layouts that I've made, and I still have them left over. So I can't imagine how many labels were in the full pack, but it's definitely a lot. And I love labels, so that was perfect. So what I'm trying to do is just have a few, I'm trying to use up some of the embellishments because there's, there definitely was not a shortage of die cuts, labels, those kinds of things with this kit. So I wanted to see how many that I could get on the page without it looking like I just was trying to use up everything, like the kit, everything under the kitchen sink on the layout. I wanted it to be layered and smaller clusters. So I did decide that I definitely wanted to use that 7 alphabet, that large thin red letters. I love them. I love the font. The size is great. I just wish it came with more than one letter of each. I'd be willing to pay a little bit more for more of the most common, letters that we use. It's pretty hard, to really get a lot out of that when it only has just one letter. But regardless, I still love them, and I was happy that it looked good on this page. So at this point, I am starting to really like how it's coming together. I not quite sure what I'm doing at this time. That's what I'm looking for some other letter stickers because I was trying to figure out what I wanted the title to be. And I was looking at maybe some stamps, some of the different letter stickers I had. Did I want a stamp on a label? And I decided that I was going to try these LE Studio stamps and emboss a letter. I just take the T and emboss it to see if I like the way that is going to look. And I liked it, but I didn't love it. So what you'll see me do is I go ahead and emboss it and I cut it out like I would cut it out on the layout, and I just put it back on the page so I can see, how I think it's going to look. Is it the right size? You know, is it the look I'm going for, or is it not? And ultimately, I do decide that it's not. I felt like the letters were just a little bit too big. I wanted the story part of the title, the red letters, to be the main focus, and I felt like that that T was going to just be too big, and it was going to compete with some of the other things. So I do a lot of moving around, and like I said, I wanted to try to use these embellishments, but I didn't want it to look like I had an embellishment sneeze going on my page. And I really wanted to use those blue letter stickers, the LOL, because I just thought that would, it gives the illusion, or it refers to the text, that I've sent her. And, again, I just thought it was going to be just a neat little addition to the page. And that arrow on the bottom right hand corner, it doesn't make it on my page. What I was trying to do is, or my thoughts were, that I wanted it to point to the journaling, because that's really the important part. The layout is fun and the pictures are, kind of funny, but the story is the main thing, which is why I wanted story to be large and I wanted the arrow pointing to the journaling. But when I did get my journaling on, and I do this off camera, it was just too much. It felt like that one little arrow was going overboard. Okay, so I had thought that I had recorded part of this, but I didn't. But I caught it very early in. So the only thing that you really miss me doing is changing out that label sticker under LOL. It's not a sticker, I'm sorry, the arrow label, and adhering down the photos and some of the embellishments. And I went ahead and changed out, or I had played with some of my letter stickers to try to make the title how I wanted it. And I like the fact that, like I'd said earlier, the story is so big, and I was able to find these basic gray, yellow, smaller alpha stickers that had a shape similar to story. And because I didn't want to introduce too many other types of fonts, because I have the cursive and I have the big block, and I find for me that when it's too many fonts, it just like it's not something that I like. And so I was really glad when I found these fonts, because I thought that I liked the yellow for the play on yellow, and the little tile stickers are from Teresa Collins, and I know that I got those at Joann's, and I just thought that it added the perfect thing that the title needed. I wanted the story to be the main focus, and the other words just to kind of tell it or explain kind of what was going on with it. I'm sorry, I don't know if that made sense. If it did make sense, just ignore me. So I did pull out all of the embellishments that I had left, or like the enamel stickers and words. And I do come after I stop recording, and I put a couple hearts around as well. And I did add the word always underneath the elephant, because I thought that would be appropriate, like, never forget, always remember, that kind of thing. And I don't do my journaling on camera because I wasn't sure. Uh, I knew that I was going to type it because I did not want to do my handwriting. Now, I do a lot of my layouts, I will put my own handwriting on it, but I did not want to do it on this layout just because I felt like there's so much font style anyway. I didn't want to add anything else, and I wanted it to be very legible. And so I have close-ups at the end where you can see it. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And again, thank you, Erica, for having me as a guest designer. I have truly enjoyed it. Take care. Bye.